Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। भगवद गीता चैप्टर 1 वर्स नंबर 4। अत्र शूरा महेषु आसा भीम अर्जुन समायुधि युयुधान विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः। Present in this army are mighty bowmen such as Satyaki, King Virat, and the great warrior Drupad, who are equal in combat to Arjun and Bhim. So Duryodhan approaches his commander-in-chief Dronacharya to take stock of the army of the Pandavas. Starting from this verse, for the next 3 verses, Duryodhan is going to tell the names of various great warriors who are present in the army of the Pandavas. He knew that the presence of such great warriors will make victory difficult, and he wanted to emphasize this to Dronacharya so that he will not take this battle lightly. He specifically mentions in this verse the name of 3 great warriors: Satyaki, the king of Virat, and Drupad. And he states that these warriors are as great in their valor and in their strength as Bhim and Arjun, so they should not be taken lightly. Everyone knew what was the immense strength and capability to fight both Bhim and Arjun possessed. So Duryodhan is emphasizing that don't think that those are the only 2 great warriors which are called here as Maharathis. There are other Maharathis, means other great fighters like them also present in the army of the Pandavas. Bhim was very powerful. He was considered to have the strength of 10,000 elephants. As we discussed earlier, Bhim was born from Kunti by the mystical potency of the wind god or Vayudev. Just as wind is very powerful, when the hurricane comes, the wind speed can destroy very strong structures as well. So wind is very powerful. So that strength was also present in Bhim. Also, when Duryodhan had poisoned Bhim, as we had discussed before, when they were in the hermitage of Dronacharya getting their education under his tutelage, out of great jealousy of Bhim, Duryodhan planned to poison him by feeding him sweet rice that contained poison. And when Bhim became unconscious, he threw him in the river. That Bhim then sank in the river and he reached the place of the snakes or the Nagas. These godly snakes bit him, and just as one negative thing negates another negative things, the effect of poison is cured by poison itself. So Bhim was saved from the poison, and by the blessings of the king of the snakes, who gave him a heavenly drink, and by drinking that he became as powerful as 10,000 elephants. So Bhim or Bhimsen means that someone who is equivalent to a formidable army. Bhim also had many different names. His name was also Vrikodara, means someone who's a voracious eater. Bhim always had to keep eating something. He could not stay hungry. While all the other Pandavas could observe strict penances, Bhim had great difficulty in controlling his hunger. All the Pandavas would keep Ekadashi, which comes every 15 days, and they will fast completely even for water. But for Bhim it was very difficult. So Krishna specifically blessed him that if he observed this one Ekadashi, which is called Pandav Nirjala Ekadashi or Bhim Ekadashi, which just recently was there in the month of June, that if he observed this one Ekadashi very strictly, he will get the benefit of all the Ekadashi. One of his other name was also Gadadhar, because he had a mace or Gadadhar with which he used to fight. Bhim killed many demons during his pastimes. For example, Bakasur, during the time when all the Pandavas were living incognito during the 13 years of Vanvas, or being banished to the forest after losing the game of dice. He also killed another demon called Hidimba, and then he married his sister Hidimbi. From him he had a son called Ghatotkacha. Later on, Bhim was also married to Draupadi, as all the 5 Pandavas were married to Draupadi. From Draupadi he had a son called Sutta Soma, and later on Bhim also married Valandhara, who was the daughter of king of Kashi, and had another son named Sarvada. So these were the 3 sons of Bhim. Out of them, Ghatotkach and Sutta Soma, both of them participated in the battle of Kurukshetra. Bhim also killed Jarasandh. Jarasandh was the one who attacked Mathura several times, and every time Krishna defeated him. Finally, Krishna took all the residents of Mathura to Dwarka. During the Raj Suya Yajna, when Maharaj Yudhishthir performed, Bhim was sent to the east. So any king who would not accept the jurisdiction of Maharaj Yudhishthir, Bhim would fight with them. He came to Jarasandh, who was the king of the Magad Empire. Krishna tricked Jarasandh into having a wrestling match with Bhim. This wrestling match continued for almost 13 days, and at the end Bhim broke Jarasandh's backbone with his knee and tore apart his body into 2. Like this, he killed many other demons and demoniac kings as well. During the time of 13 years when the Pandavas were banished to the forest, the last 1 year they had to stay incognito. During that time, they took the form of Brahmins and lived in the kingdom of Virat. That time Bhim disguised himself as a cook named Vallabha. So this was his another name, and the Pandavas used to call him Jayant. During the time when they were staying in the kingdom of Virat, there was a great festival where people from many different places came to participate in this festival. There was a wrestling match, and a wrestler from a different state, Jimuta, proved to be invincible. No one was able to stand up to him. At that time, Bhim, who was disguised as a cook, approached and had a wrestling match with this wrestler called Jimuta and defeated him. King Virat became very happy. He kind of knew that these must be some great warriors. In the battle of Mahabharat also he played a very important role and defeated many warriors from the side of the Kauravas. At the end of this battle, when all the Pandavas came back to Hastinapur, Duryodhan's father Dhritarashtra was very enraged that Bhim was the one who slayed all his sons. Krishna knew that if Dhritarashtra embraced Bhim, he would crush him to death out of his anger. So instead of having Bhim embrace Dhritarashtra, Krishna had an iron statue of Bhima in front of Dhritarashtra. When Dhritarashtra embraced this statue of iron, he crushed it into pieces. Later on, he realized his mistake and apologized to Bhima. Explaining about Satyaki, who is another warrior mentioned in this verse, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj Ji in the commentary explains that his another name was Yuyudhan. So he is mentioned as Yuyudhan in this verse. Yuyudhan is another name for the heroic Satyaki. He was a very dear servant of Sri Krishna, extremely valiant and an Atirathi, among the commanders in chief of the Yadav army. He learned the secrets of weaponry from Arjun. In the Mahabharat conflict, he fought on the side of the Pandavas. So Yuyudhan or Satyaki belonged to the Vrishni clan of the Yadavas, the same clan in which Lord Krishna appeared, and therefore he was very close and very dedicated to Sri Krishna. He was very close to the Pandavas. When everyone thought that the Pandavas have died in the Laksha Graha, it was Satyaki who did their last rites as their closest living relative. Also, when Abhimanyu was killed in the battle of Kurukshetra, it was again Satyaki who performed the last rites. During the battle of Kurukshetra, Satyaki helped in many different ways. This is explained in great detail in Mahabharat, especially during the 14th day when Arjun was being attacked from all sides. Satyaki appeared to help Arjun. He fought a fierce battle with his arch-rival Bhurishavas, with whom he had a very long-standing family feud. This was from the time when Satyaki's grandfather defeated Bhurishrava's father in a duel. After a very long and bloody battle, Satyaki, who was already exhausted from fighting with Drona, began to falter, and Bhurishrava was ready to kill Satyaki. Raising his sword, Satyaki was prepared to kill, but at the same time Arjun came to the rescue of Satyaki, and with his arrow he cut off Bhurishrava's arm. Arjun rebuked him for attacking a defenseless Satyaki and also criticized Bhurishrava for his actions during the death of Abhimanyu. Recognizing that he has committed such shameful acts, Bhurishrava laid down his weapons and sat down in meditation. At that time, Satyaki appeared and swiftly decapitated his enemy Bhurishrava. Then another great king who's mentioned here is Virat. He was the pious king of the land of Matsya. The Pandavas spent 1 year incognito under his shelter. His daughter Uttara later married Abhimanyu, the famous son of Arjun. Virat was killed in the Mahabharat war along with his sons Uttara, Shweta and Shankha. And finally there is mention of Drupad, about whom we have already discussed many times in the past, that how he refused to give half of his kingdom to Drona, and then he was defeated by the Pandavas, who as part of the Guru Dakshina, led by Arjun, as part of the Guru Dakshina to Dronacharya, took half of his kingdom and gave it to Dronacharya. Then Drupad performed a yajna so that he could have a daughter who would marry Arjun and thus help him to defeat them, and then also a son Drishtadumna who would kill Dronacharya. Drupad had 11 sons along with Drishtadumna. Some of the main ones were Satyajit, Shikhandi. Shikhandi was initially born as a girl. In his previous life, he was Princess Amba, who was upset with Bhishma that he took her forcefully to marry Vichitravirya. Then Uttamaja, Kumar, like this there were many other sons of Drupad. So Duryodhan is mentioning all these great warriors to Dronacharya. A sinful person is always fearful of others. Duryodhan also, because of all the sins that he had committed and all the sinful desires that he had, was very, very fearful of the Pandavas. In that fear, in that jealousy, he is going to mention the name of the other warriors as well, and we will discuss that next time. Till that time, Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Have a very blessed day.